In my video about the weirdest characters and rivals, I discussed Mojibake and Tamat, two cursed traffic signs with very bizarre abilities. But I also mentioned the existence of more of them, and you seemed quite interested, so I'm here to make a quick video talking about the other three. I'm not going to be talking about Aether though. I'm sorry if you wanted me to, but there's really not much to say about them, they're just a buddy. The other three are fully fleshed out characters though, so let's get started. The oldest of the three is Sedgerack by Gnome. This is the simplest of the three, and in my opinion the most viable for more serious players. Their design and kit was loosely based on the Local 58 pilot, and that led to the GPS aesthetic. Unlike a lot of the others, which contain really bizarre and incomprehensible normals at times, Sedgerack's attacks are fairly straightforward and easy to understand. This doesn't mean they don't pack a punch though. However, Sedgerack's specials are as strange as you'd expect from these bizarre characters. Neutral Special allows you to start mapping your destination. Pressing it once sets the first marker, with the second being placed when you use the move again or get hit. With the markers in place, a timer will start that signifies how long the line will last. With this line, you can do a lot of fun things. Your recovery will automatically lock to one of the two sides depending on which direction you're facing. You can also turn the marker into a giant maul that will grab and drag opponents along the line. And lastly, you can destroy the line with down special, stunning opponents in between it for all sorts of follow-ups. I know what you're thinking, this seems a little too basic, right? Well, there is one tiny thing I forgot to mention. Sedgerack has a passive gimmick. As a GPS, it likes to look for the fastest available route, including through the horizontal blast zone. While not in hit stun, instead of dying, it will safely wrap around to the other side. Combined with its frictionless down strong, this can create all sorts of funny situations. They are the oldest and simplest of the fan-made signs, but I still think they're a lot of fun, so give them a shot! The next one I'd like to talk about is Burma Jalela by Extremely Disinterested Radish, which I'm just going to shorten to Burma because I don't want to say that every time. Burma is a wet floor sign loosely inspired by Gary's mod. This inspiration does shine through in some of their attacks like jab and forward strong. A large portion of the kit, however, is just based on their slippery nature. Of course, with a wet floor sign comes a wet floor. By jumping and wave dashing, as well as through the use of forward special, you can cover the floor in water. On its own, the water reduces the friction for all opponents on it, but not for Burma. To add to the chaos, Burma's neutral special is a very weak dash in any direction that normally puts it into pratfall. However, if it instead lands into the water, it will swim inside of it, electrifying the water into a deadly trap that bounces opponents around. The Up special, a powerful biting chomp, is mainly used for securing kills, but can be held to hide inside of water, electrifying it when Burma jumps out. The last trick up Burma's sleeve is the banana, which turns into a peel after some time. The peel immediately puts any opponent hit into parry stun for a short time. By diving into water near it, you can kick it around into opponents for all sorts of crazy tricks. Overall, Burma is a very slippery foe to pin down, often moving in ways that are near impossible for opponents to follow up against. And of course, I saved my personal favorite one for last. While Burma and Sedgerack are very well-made characters with super intricate gimmicks, the thing about the SOP signs is that after Tamat, it's just not as surprising. Don't get me wrong, it's awesome to see more takes on the concept, and I really do love them, but the ideas aren't as fresh. However, there is one sign that I think takes it up a notch, and that's Parkhan by V-Man. From the character select alone, you can get a glimpse of what you're getting into. The character has a mind of its own here. Thankfully, that aspect doesn't affect gameplay, as you gain full control of the parking sign once the match starts. Parkhan's normals are inspired by Mojibake Tamat and Sedgerack's, but they've been given new flavor in ways that make the moves even more crazy than before. I especially love the Nair leaving behind an after image, and of course, the insanity that is down tilt. And speaking of tilts, they hit pretty hard, probably to make up for the bizarre nature of Parkhan's strongs. You see, something you'll notice is that inherently they don't have any, but that's because Parkhan is simply a messenger. What good is a parking sign without a parking space? Using neutral special, you can summon the parking space to the field. This has several interesting properties. For starters, the parking meter on the side acts as a miniature Parkhan, copying all of their moves. This is hard to land, but the extra pressure is always nice. Any moves that Parkhan has that move them, like down tilt and forward special, will also move the space. Down Special, a glitchy projectile, will do nothing unless the space is on screen, and if it is, it'll teleport opponents to the space. And of course, Parkhan does gain strongs with the space out, activating some kind of event on the space that hurts the opponent through terrible collateral damage. From causing an earthquake to just running them over with a car, these attacks are destructive and kill incredibly fast. Literally everything about this character is so intricate and charming, and I love them so much. If you're looking for a crazy casual character to play around with, I highly recommend you give Parkhan a shot. And with that, I hope you enjoyed the look at these 3 anomalies, and I implore you to check them all out. If you like these character analysis videos, I hope you subscribe and stick around. I've got more on the way. Thank you again, and I'll see you next time.